a warm welcome to everyone joining us today. I'm Tanya Verma from TAB Group, and it is my utmost pleasure to host this exciting lead-up webinar to the 6th Global Vertical Farming Show 2025, which is taking place on 10th and 11th of September at the Festival Arena Dubai, hosted by TAB Group. Today's theme, Smart Infrastructure for Vertical Farming Systems and Engineering Efficiency in CEA, touches the very backbone of how the future of the food is being built and how we look forward to hosting the event. We are thrilled to be joined today by a powerhouse of panel of experts who are shaping the future of vertical farming, bringing together cutting-edge innovation, strategic business acumen, and real-world operational expertise. Let's meet our brilliant minds leading today's conversation. Kicking things off, we have Oliver Hankel, who is Program Manager of Future Farming at Körber Technologies. Welcome, Oliver, to the webinar, and we're also so happy to have you as one of our proud sponsors of the event.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tanya, for the kind introduction. And as you already said, I'm the program manager of Körber Technologies GmbH, and we are one of the sponsors now for Global Vertical Farming, and we are looking forward to a fruitful exchange there. So I'm program manager of the department Future Farming. This actually means that my responsibility is to take care of our complete product portfolio. That includes a different kind of growth system, different kind of technological farms, different kinds of software or digital solution to operate a farm, to plan the production for a specific kind of farm. So this is all in my responsibility, and I take care that it all fits. Not only that, I'm also taking care of the business cases for the customer. Is the produce which is coming out of the farm so produced that it meets a specific market? Can it be sold? Is it a real business case for the farmer? So on the technical side, I hold the things together. On the commercial side, I'm always available for my colleagues and customers as well. So Körber is a group of mainly 3 companies, which are mechanical engineering companies for the pharma sector. We are very big in the supply chain. We are providing solution for Amazon, and the Körber Technologies where we are, it's tobacco processing machines, cigarette making machines. So we are covering a supply chain. We are covering pharma production and tobacco production, and we Future Farming, it's a team of 10 people. We are heading to provide more and these proven technologies in this market. Besides this, we are the first in the manufacturing execution system for pharma production lines, so producing pills, so to say.
Right.
So this is what we can rely on. So when we design a solution, we can directly rely on this knowledge provided by 13,000 employees worldwide.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing such a nice brief to the audience as well as our fellow panelists. Next up, joining us from the UAE is Nermeen Embaby. She's Business Development Manager at Emirates Hydroponics Farms. Hi, Nermeen. How are you feeling today?
Hi, how are you? Everything is good.
That's great. It's good to see you. And we're excited to have you on board for the panel discussion. So also with us is Daniel Bosman, who's the CEO of our Greenery. Welcome, Daniel. How do you feel? Do you feel excited being a part of the GVF webinar?
Of course, looking forward to getting inspired by all these great minds here and learning some new and sharing our mission.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining. And next we have bringing an invaluable on-ground insight knowledge, Mr. Amjad Akhal, who's farm manager at Emirates Hydroponics Farms as well. And I believe he is the one who knows firsthand how engineering design impacts daily farming efficiency. Welcome to the webinar, Amjad.
Oh, thank you a lot for the sweet introduction. My name is Amjad Akhal. I am a farm manager at Emirates Hydroponic Farm. I would like to give a little bit brief about the farm, as the farm has been established in 2005 as the first hydroponic commercial farm in the GCC area. So we are mainly focusing to produce lettuce and herbs as we started from the beginning in this market. We are mainly now we are increase our farms till reach now around 7.5 hectare, and we did also long-term contract with government for to start establish 32 hectare. It will be ready almost on 2026, hopefully. So I'm very happy to join this webinar, and maybe we can get some great ideas for the upcoming future.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining in. And last but not least, leading the way in education and inclusion, we have Tolovani Precious Ogunbi, the founder of Agridemi. We are happy to have you on the panel, Precious.
Thank you very much for having me, Tanya. I'm so glad to be here. I've had a meeting with you earlier and it was very insightful. And in fact, I'm here again. I mean, I love this opportunity. I'm glad to be here with the other speakers and webinar. So just a little bit about myself. I'm Toluwani Precious Ogunbi from Nigeria. I'm an agripreneur and SDG advocate. And my goal is driving towards SDG 2, which is ending world hunger. And Agridemi is an organization I founded, which works with solution providers to help them, provide solutions and creatively curate content on how they are promoting sustainability and how they are ending world hunger. Also, I try to make agriculture look fun. I try to, make the world see that we all need to be growing our food and teach the world how to grow their own food. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that brief, Precious. So let's jump right into this rich discussion that we plan to have today. Oliver, I'll begin with you. In the context of vertical farming, how do you see intelligent automation streamlining operational infrastructure, especially, when collaborating with the on-ground farm teams?
Yeah, thank you. This is actually the right question and a great question for me because we are the automation guys, so, to be honest. So this question gets really to the core of how we see the future of vertical farming. Yeah, the intelligent automation is the backbone for streamlining operational infrastructure in total. To be honest, and I can talk about this for hours. So please interrupt me and ask your questions. Yeah. So what does it mean, intelligent automation? Yeah. We, from an automation perspective, it's for us to provide control systems. Yeah, we have a so-called distributed control system on the one hand, which is responsible for all the environmental parameters in a totally controlled environment. Yeah, it's CO2 injection if it's required. We have climatization as well as light control, as well as irrigation, mixing units for the water, wastewater management, and so on and so forth. This is what we call a distributed control system for this area. And if we want to go a little bit further, we have a warehouse control system, and it can be highly automated. So we have the distributed control system on the one hand and the warehouse control system on another hand, which needs to be included, which creates what we would call intelligent automation. And your question points out to a very interesting thing, to how this intelligent automation is combined with the on-ground farm teams. So first, let's think about a little bit what's an on-ground farm team. Yeah, it's the people who are doing the seeding. It's people who are doing the harvesting, maybe. Yeah, if it's not automated. They are even responsible to store the plants on tray at a specific location. And for us, it's important that we get rid of repetitive tasks by automation. Yeah, and so that they can work freely. This is one thing. The other part of such an on-ground farm team in an indoor farming area is that they are operators. They are machine operators. So we need highly trained staff, which we support with our automation solution on the one hand. On the other hand, we have engineers who are doing maintenance from time to time at the HVAC, light, or logistics system. So the automation system must be built in a way to support all these members of an on-ground farm team. So just to give you a brief overview. I can keep on talking if you like, but if there are any questions so far, I would like to answer them.
I think from what you just described us here, it is obviously clear that the balance between having a smart tech process as well as human teams is truly the pave way for vertical farming future. And if you don't mind, Oliver, I think we can also move forward with other panelists. Maybe then we exchange
Yes,
insights with each other. Yeah.
exactly. This is what I meant. Just interrupt me. Sorry.
Absolutely. So, Nermeen, speaking from your unique role that bridges both tech and business, what infrastructural factors do you find most influential when pitching CEA solutions to various stakeholders? And how do you think technology really helps build that kind of confidence?
Okay, as a business development manager in Emirates Hydroponic Farm, and I've been working in the hydroponic sector for 6 years now in Egypt and here in UAE. I could tell you that the most influential factors for our stakeholders or for our clients are the energy efficiency and the scalability, also the climate control systems and the water usage optimization. And what really they are attentive to the operational sustainability. Also, they are very attentive to the capital cost and the ROI. So the relevant technologies here nowadays, like automated fertigation unit, automated climate control systems, or the AI which provided monitoring to the farms, are really crucial to build the trust for these customers, okay? Because they now know the predictable output for sure. They know that the resources will be used efficiently, so there is viability. And this is reduce the risk they would take when they invest in such closed or controlled environment agriculture. So as I mentioned, it's all about optimizing all these factors, and they are caring about the ROI, the capital cost, and how they would save the energy in these projects. And if the relevant technologies nowadays reply and answer to all these questions and fulfill all this requirement, this will make our system credibility high, and propose our system in a good way. Also, I want to add to what Mr. Amjad told you before. We are not producing only hydroponic produce. We also give the services of construction and designing hydroponic systems. And this is what we are providing the market, not only fresh produce, we also provide the market with the service of building and providing technology to UAE market.
Right. I think that was really insightful, Nermeen. And I really personally also believe that the stakeholder trust is such a key element when we're trying to fulfill the concept of scaling and also building up on that trust. So thank you so much for sharing that, Daniel. This brings me to your work. How do you ensure that smart infrastructure decisions made today remain adaptive and relevant, especially when scaling from micro farms to commercial sites?
Well, we just had this week the International High Court ruling that we need to not anymore only talk about building future resistant systems, but also like really act, find the right tools that are like not only innovative but also applicable. And I think our greeneries, not in the classical form vertical farming, it's more like indoor gardening in that sense. But our approach at our greenery is continuously confirmed, is all about like having a modular system that basically replaces to some extent an installment of a bigger farm in modular systems that can be redistributed if use cases change, if demand is changing. And it also has all the aspects of a classical vertical farm, since most processes are automated. So I feel like that is, in a sense, a bit more future resistant, given the issues we have seen in the last 5 years in our sector. on major funded companies building very expensive systems and then failing. I think we are learning continuously. That's the normal development of this industry. But yeah, I feel like to answer your question, maybe with one last statement, I feel like we have to build systems that are multi-purpose in its usage, giving more availability in adaptational development in the future, and therefore, pathing the grounds to be relevant in the future.
Absolutely. I think I completely agree with that answer, Daniel. And from what we've learned from various other experts over the months about who are connecting with GVF, we understand that long-term adaptability definitely defines sustainable success eventually in the future. And that is what the world is also gearing up for in today's time. So thank you for sharing that. Now, Precious, let's bring in the education lens on your end. Infrastructure literacy is often overlooked in early stage ventures when coming to GVA vertical farming setup. How do you see educational tools closing this gap, especially in collaboration with those who are solution providers, for example, companies that are where all over work or where people are trying to bring that kind of a development through infrastructure building?
Okay, thank you, Tanya, for that question. That's a very important question because I see a lot of people, want to go into agriculture, want to go into sustainable agriculture practices, but before they can scale, they fail because they get so discouraged. They're like, okay, I saw that this thing worked for other people. Why is it not working for me? And I think that's where education comes in because when we do not have infrastructure literacy, people would keep on thinking they know what to do, but do not realize that it is sort of like a more technical process. Yes, it can be easy, but for those who have been trained well, for those who have been properly put through the process. And sometimes we now ask, okay, how do we, bridge that gap? We bridge that gap, and that's one thing Agridemi does. We bridge that gap by working hand in hand with solution providers. Okay, you have a solution. I have a way of putting it out there in a creative manner that would make people receive it. Most people will not want to sit down with a book or a manual that is filled with instructions and read it because, as we all know, in this age and time, we have short attention span. People have developed a shorter attention span. So people want something that is quick, something they can learn on the go, something that they can, watch, maybe dedicate some few hours to watch and learn. And that's where we come in. We ask the solution providers, what solution are you offering? How is it bridging the gap? How is it ending world hunger? How is it building sustainability? And we help them put it in a way and a format that is easy to understand, that people can learn easily. Also, we have to ask the important questions. Are we localizing education? Because we put out a lot of things thinking people want to actually see those things, but then they do not understand it. So we need to localize education, put it in a way that these people will understand. Also, we need to ask ourselves, are we training people? Because there's a way we can stay in a bubble and I think that people know what they are meant to do. But people need hands-on training. I think that's one thing that COVID did for us. Yes, it made us leverage technology, but at the same time made us so used to online trainings, online instructions and whatnot. But many times people actually need physical trainings that will bring them on board and say, this is how you do it. They go through a demo, probably have a demo farm that shows them exactly what to do. I've worked with, or I've had contact with some farmers who have been so confused. And there was a particular day I posted on my LinkedIn a particular solution, a sustainable solution. And a farmer reached out to me. I was like, are you serious? So it is that simple. It is that easy. And I was like, yes. Many of them do not even know that the solutions are there. Apart from that, many of them don't know how to use it. And people have questions. Farmers have questions. Some farmers want to start up vertical farms, but they don't know what to help them and guide them through the process. So I think we need to actually start seeing education as a very important factor in bridging the gap. It's not just about making the solutions available, but making them accessible. So I think I'll stop there now.
Absolutely. I think education really is the silent foundation of all innovative ideas, and all of our other fellow panelists would definitely agree with what you just portrayed. Oliver is giving me a big yes over here. So thank you so much for sharing that,
Absolutely.
Precious. Now, Amjad, from a day-to-day standpoint, which infrastructure aspects, whether automation, water systems, or grow lighting, most directly impact efficiency, and how might engineering improvements help your on-ground work? Because it is really important for us to have an insider view of the concept.
Okay, actually, it's a great question. As we are, as I say, we are managing around 7.5 hectares. So daily operation efficiency is heavily influenced by three important keys for us. First one is automation system, which I think Oliver has been answered mostly the full answer about automation system and how it's impactful for this point, especially for climate control. As we are, I'm giving an example, we are living in UAE. Most of you know the harsh weather here in UAE. Temperature is very, very high, and the plant can't be survive in the normal situation. So we need to put some high climate control system, like for example, HVAC system, and we do some shading and CO2. This is automatically responsible external heat and humidity in curricular in Abu Dhabi. So this one of the most important points, that's climate control. Another one, we are talking about irrigation and nutrient dosing automation system, or we can call the fertigation system, which is, it's important for us to keep the plants all are growing similarly, and there are no any deficiency of the plants or something like this happen by normal by ordinary labor. Sometimes there are mistakes or something like this. So by this fertigation system, we will avoid all the mistakes which happen from the laborers or from the humans.
Right.
The other one, it's applying for, for example, as you know, the hydroponic system has been moved from 2005 or from the beginning till now. So a lot of updates has been happened for these sections. Especially now, we are recently, it's the last version of the hydroponic. Maybe it will be mobile gutter system, which all people has been remarked that is the most important and most useful for growing the plant without any contagions or without any what we can say, without any with similarity between all the plant. Nobody interfering by any persons. It's all by controlled and like this. So moving from this, reaching to this point, it's very important for the farmers, modern farmers, to know about this one. Another point which important also, it's a water management system. As we are living in a dry area, it's circulation water is most important for us, because the here rainfall is rare to happen. We don't have sweet water like lakes or rivers or something like this in this part of the world. So circulation and pump and filter, if it's important for us for applying. And from another one, it's UV sterilization and ozone injection to avoid any of the contagions or some closed loop system. And from other one, as we are living in UAE. So I want to just to refer to one point, that there are two types of growers in generally, not only in UAE. There are normal farmers and big farms. So for the big farms who do contract with the retails or with the wholesale market, they should be continue supplying for the market for whole years. Normal farmers, maybe they will be stopped in the summertime when the harsh climate or something like this. But for us, we can't stop, because as we have contract with them to supply all the year. So sometimes we are for grow LED light inside our systems to avoid the heat inside the greenhouse. So we are doing some shading. But through the years, we found that when we do some shading for the greenhouses or inside the containers, the period of growth rate will be increased because of the shade of the plant, and it can be grow easily. So we applied some grow LED light, which it's helped us to avoid this light deficiency or something like this. So this is the most 3 points, that's infrastructure. It will can help for to grow in the farm.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Amjad, and thank you for giving us those insider insights. It indeed gave us a view of what are some of the highlighting and crucial elements that goes around from a farm manager's perspective. So thank you for sharing that. Coming back to you, Daniel, I want to explore the concept of synergy with you. What opportunities do you see for cooperation between hardware innovators, farm managers, or educators, much like the panel that we have today, to build a truly resilient and a future-proof ecosystem?
Well, what Precious said, but also everybody else, basically in realms of their terms. But what Precious said really struck something that we experience as well. We have private schools or canteens as customers. A lot in the commercial sense. Our prime focus is B2B. But education is a major part, because in the moment when you don't manage a major farm, but you use miniature farms such as ours, which are modular, it allows you to have a lot more of an education element, because our Greenery basically provides the hardware and the software to run these experiences of local growth of produce. Therefore, we do not decide what the customer grows. So, for example, an example is fine dining. We have some partners here that are growing like edible flowers. We have like healing. How do you call that? I only know the German terms, but people that are healing with natural raw ingredients, right? So they have like a very, very vast amount of different plants, which allows us on the return to understand what's growing inside our devices, what works, what doesn't work. And therefore we have like a really, really broad amount of plants in our choice. But I don't want to promote that as our Greenery. I rather want to say that the synergies that are developed through such an approach of having an open access concept of working together with farmers as much as individual schools allows us to have a very broad spectrum, and this databases is available to anyone. That's really the key. We could always try to profitize, but I feel in this industry we could be an example of really working together, not putting little sticks into each other's bicycle tires, but like really finding a process where we are learning from each other, where we're sharing experiences. And I invite anyone to reach out. We are already having like first of our farms also located in Dubai now and in Saudi Arabia. Of course, all over Europe, since we are from Berlin originally. And I think that really what helps, like if we have regions that have completely different environments, and that has an effect on a vertical farm, although you're doing climate control and all these other aspects, there is always a factor. That's great to have a database of really all the edible plants or other way consumable plants that are out there.
Absolutely.
I hope I didn't derail too much. If you want to go back on a specific aspect, just ask, and yeah.
Absolutely. No, I think that was a brilliant explanation, Daniel. And even we believe that co-creation is where vertical farming stops being siloed and, it eventually begins to thrive. The sixth GVF platform is exactly the push for that. I think we really want to bring all the stakeholders from different industries and from different relevant partnerships to be on one platform and, try to exchange that kind of knowledge, that kind of technology that is eventually going to feed into the benefit of the vertical farming industry. We really have to look forward to sustainability. We have to look forward to food production. Now, UAE being a really key area for this kind of a project, we are really thrilled to every time bring this project to Dubai and inviting global partners to showcase what is it that they can also bring to the country and help accumulate more partnerships, beneficial partnerships. For example, we have farm owners that are based out of Dubai. Then we have people who are coming from, say, Germany, people who are coming from various parts of the world to, exchange that kind of a knowledge that is really required to develop successful innovation. So thank you for sharing.
I love the work that you do in there, and I think it's really, really relevant. And I want to say, since you're calling my answer brilliant, I want to say thanks a lot also for being so eloquent. And I also feel like the challenges that we have ahead of us, we can only solve together. And it cannot be only under an economical perspective, which is always relevant if we want to scale impactful solutions. The economic answer has to be given, but it also needs to be like societal and so therefore looking forward to catching up.
Yeah, we'd be really happy to have you at the event as well. This brings me back to you, Oliver. We have talked about multiple innovations being brought up in today's world, and multiple technologies that are taking part in the industry. So, as CEA becomes more data intensive today, what engineering solutions have you, in particular, found most effective in making farms more responsive, more scalable, particularly for entrepreneurs or innovators?
Yeah, thank you also for this question, because it touches the things which we are doing on a daily basis and which directly align with what Daniel, Precious, and Amjad have already mentioned. So CEA was always data intensive, and we collect more and more data which can be used in other applications. So the key for us, the right engineering solution also for entrepreneurs and innovators, for us, is a digital twin and a modular digital twin. And we are using this before we build anything. And we are using it to simulate a complete production line. So it helps, especially entrepreneurs, to design and to test their complete ideas of a farm beforehand. And this brings down risk and quality up. And this can even be used for training and teaching in that area, which we experience at Körber Technologies with our machineries for tobacco processing as well. So we are using this there as well. And when you think about a big supply chain solution for DHL or Amazon or whoever, we always do this simulation beforehand, and it helps to scale. Example, if Amjad want to increase his production and he wants to use AGVs, we would build a digital twin of his farm. Then we would integrate virtually these AGVs to see if it really has an impact before Amjad has to buy it. And to see where are the bottlenecks, for example. This is one thing. And where can the data also be used? And this is what totally aligns with what Daniel has said. It's the grow recipe management systems. So they need to be adaptable. If I have a system, I don't want to build in all the parameters directly in my industry PCs. Or if I use Raspberry Pis or whatever, I don't want to put the data in. I want to have a control system, where I say, this is the recipe for this plant, and then my system adopts and is recipe driven. And this enables me to be very flexible and what to do. So this is the second engineering solution. And we are coming from we have a mechanical engineering background. So for us, standardization is also key. On a OPC UA level, providing an information model which covers anything from light spectrum control, CO2 irrigation control, to have it in a standardized way, and enables us to scale. And to build this right information model is always dependent on the data we collected in a farm. In our farms, for example, in Kuwait, where we work together with other customers for strawberry production, we have even made a bigger simulation to collect data for 28-ton farms of mushrooms. So this is where all the data flies in to build the right grow recipes. And may I contribute something to what is called collaboration, and then that we need more to be more openly? We are in discussion with Infinite Acres, Siemens, TDA. They have the wonderful field lab in Den Haag. And when you go there, you find a claim at the wall saying ego-less ecosystem. And all we want to provide the data there, test solution before we are using there. Just as a hint, if you have time to visit it, go there. and we support this idea of data sharing completely. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, Oliver. And even we believe that scalability through technology is such a game changer, especially the way businesses are trying to collaborate in today's world. Thank you for sharing that. Now, Tolovani, Oliver's great insights brings me back to the idea of inclusivity. Even he mentioned it. He gave us the background of engineering solutions, but from you, I want to know that what insights can you share about building infrastructure strategies that are not just tech forward, but also inclusive, especially for regions where resource efficiency must meet affordability?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I think, the best place to speak about that, being that I'm from Africa, especially a part of Africa that, the economy isn't doing so well right now. And I think, firstly, when it comes to inclusion, we have to start with asking the right questions. And I see that many times, as much as solution providers have the best intent in their hearts to provide solutions, many times they are, probably in an office somewhere in a company, doing a board meeting, asking themselves, what do you think these people need? But I've realized that the best solutions come with working with the community, not just working for them to create a solution. And that is what inclusivity is about. When you're working with the community, asking them questions, what do you need? You would be surprised that many of the solutions we have right now, many of the high-tech solutions are not really what agriculturists need, are not really what farmers need. The things they actually do need, people are not asking them questions about it, and they have to find other ways, to fill in that gap. But we need to start asking the right questions. And I wrote here in my note that high tech doesn't always mean high cost. And one set of people that keep on mesmerizing me are the Chinese, and how they've come up with so many indigenous and creative ways that offer solutions to them and their farms without actually using high tech as what we call high tech. So high tech doesn't always mean high cost. And one thing I've noticed, a principle of life, is that many times the solutions you need are not so far away from you. They are actually around you. So we have to start thinking of, okay, what are the things I have in abundance around me? One of the things we have in abundance is waste, because every day we are producing waste. The population is getting larger. We are producing much waste. So how can I use this waste as a solution? How can I use recycled bottles as a solution? We have bottles around us. So what are the things around you that you can use to offer a solution? They do not have to be so high tech. And inclusivity is about accessibility, like I said earlier. It has to be accessible. So if you bring an high tech gadget or machine, can they even maintain it? So you have to think about those things. How are we teaching these people to find solutions within them that they can sustain? Because it's all about sustainability at the end of the day. Are these high-tech solutions sustainable? Are they accessible? Are they usable? Because that is also very important. You don't want to if you bring to somewhere like Kano in Nigeria, and you bring to them a very high-tech machine for irrigation, they might not be able to use it. And the next 1 year, you go back there and you realize that your money just wasted or your investment wasted. But you want to bring something they can relate to, something that helps them and is usable. Thank you.
Absolutely. I think that was powerful response. Precious and affordability plus innovation is a real gem for emerging markets. And Nermeen, staying on that growth note, with the rising demand for urban food, how do you see business development aligning with modular infrastructure innovations? And what should be prioritized when scaling systems commercially, especially focusing on the case study of the Middle East market?
Thank you for your question. I think that business development is tied to modular systems, okay? And this is due to several reasons. The flexibility of modular system and the complex design and the fast deployment for the system. And as we all know, that UAE have the climate and the land challenges. So modular systems offer the solution of customizable and space-efficient solution. So when we are going to talk about the key consideration for scaling commercially in hydroponics in general, what we should put in our consideration, the cost per unit and the scalability and ensure the water and the energy efficiency. So business development must align and put in consideration two aspects: the technology and the technical adaptability, and also the customer needs. What customer needs we should put in our consideration. Also, if we are going to promote a modular system, we don't need to promote it as a farming tool. We should promote it as a turnkey business model because it aligns and meets the goals of sustainability and the food security.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, Nermeen. And Amjad, to close our question and answer round, how do you foresee infrastructure modeling to support both high tech and low maintenance modular farming environments at the same time? Because that is the flow of the conversation that we've just had.
Yeah, actually, it's a forward-thinking question. This question, because you see, when you reach to high-tech automation with low maintenance flexibility, it's the key of a challenge in each environment. We can say, for example, our environment, we can apply some technology, the same technology we can apply it in the different environment, which a lot of people has been tried this one and unfortunately they failed. So moving slowly and gradually in the business of agriculture, we prefer and we advise all of the time the farmers to don't go direct for the high tech one, because definitely the high tech technologies, that mean more expenses, that mean more investment in this one, and if you don't have large scale farms, that mean it will be overheads for you and you will never be written back your investment in the short period. So this something we can told people to be understood and to be careful when you do some investment in agriculture and like this. So we need to do some adoption. Actually, this is the most important about the hydroponics or the agriculture in the general. That's adoption. You need to be also some centralized smart hub to control your systems and to control what the background of the environment where you are living and what will happen in the future. So it will be a little bit centralized one. It's the most important one. And the infrastructure also, it will be sometime it will be fit with the environment, as I mentioned. Because, for example, maybe for greenhouses, there are now different types of greenhouses. Live in the humid and hot area, we found that most of the Gothic shape one is most beneficial for the crops. And here also I want to refer for one point also. We need to know what we have to grow in the future and what we have to focus on for growing. That's one also will help us to reduce the cost, and we will increase the efficiency from the farms where we are going to grow and what we are doing to do. So as we are showing ourselves and we are consider ourselves, we are a part of the about the UAE vision about sustainable and food security. Always we are trying to advise the farmers and to advise the engineers that be careful about what we want to choose based on what you want to grow, what market you have to target, and where you have to sell your product. So we need from the farmers and we need from all those ones not only to be a farmers, we need them also to be a traders in the market. And for example, why we have to sell our products as a raw material, while we can do some transformation from the raw material and do some operation in post harvesting to gain more money from the same produce by do a little bit changes on the products or something like this. So this is our advice for the future and what they have to doing by getting high tech automation with low maintenance from the farms.
Absolutely. This really is an insightful, forward-looking response, Amjad. Thank you so much for sharing. And also thank you all the panelists for such a dynamic and solution-oriented discussion. It is really clear from today's conversation that smart infrastructure in vertical farming is not just about either tech or a specific solution. It's about teamwork, trust, education, as well as engineered resilience in today's time. And to all the panelists, if you have any last words, we can take that up one by one. Let's start with you, Oliver.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see you all, not me personally, but colleagues at the Global Vertical Farming Show. It would be totally great to deepen our exchange, and I couldn't agree more to what Amjad has just said. We need to find the right balance between what kind of technology is applicable to what we want to grow in which area, and there has to be always a balance which creates a value for the farmer.
Absolutely. And I think, Amjad, you can go next. Emirate Hydroponic Farm is also going to be with us at the GVF event. So we're
Yes.
excited. What are your thoughts? Are you excited to be there?
Yeah, we will be there, and we will wish this success for the event. As we always will be there as visitors, but this time we will be as a participant one. So we are more exciting about this one. We hope success for all.
Absolutely. Nermeen, would you like to go next?
Ladies first, or
Yeah, I'm glad to meet all of you, and I'm looking forward to meet all of you in the exhibition. As we will expect, as Mr. Amjad said, we will be an exhibitor in the exhibition this year, and it was very insightful today. And I hope that we highlighted the importance of modular systems and control systems for such areas like UAE and Gulf area and Middle East in general. And thank you all. Thank you.
Absolutely. Precious, I think I want to invite you next. You brought a very fresh perspective, especially the way you highlighted the African continent's current situation and how you're trying to, balance the challenges and working towards building a resilient infrastructure for that. So, what are your thoughts? And if let's say given a chance, in what capacity would you like to associate with an event like GVF?
Okay, so thank you very much, Tanya. Thank you, Tab. I love what you're doing because this is what matters, bringing out, the real problems and finding solutions to it. We are not just here, the panelists didn't just come here to talk because they have free time. We're here actually offering solutions. And I also want to say big kudos to the other panelists. Today has been really insightful, and I'm sure everyone who was on the call has learned a lot. And for me, I'm just really passionate about finding solutions to the agricultural landscape, not just agriculture in its sense, but agriculture, sustainability, and everything related to it. I'm just really passionate about it. And, one thing that stirred my heart up to start Agridemi is the fact that, providing solutions for solution providers. Yes, you might not have a solution in that sense, but how can you help other solution providers? And that's where Agridemi comes in. What solution are you providing? How can I help you bring out and publicize that solution in the smartest, most creative way possible? And I'm just putting this out to the other panelists and whoever else is on call who might need, my service. It's always a pleasure to work with people who want to push out their solutions in creative ways, create content, you utilize social media to make the world see that this is a solution that is worth using. And for Tab as well, I'm also, open to the idea of working with you in whatever way you want to bring out and publicize your solution. So thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming out so powerful, Precious. And last but not the least, Daniel, we would like your thought.
Yeah, I would just summarize it in reach out to anyone that feels like our solutions in a modular shape. Some customers have 4, 8. We have some customers have 20 of these devices stacked up and basically producing fully automated on-site produce. But furthermore, like as a think tank, if people want to exchange ideas, if they want to collaborate, we develop everything in-house from software to hardware. We're also looking for manufacturing cooperation since the capacities are and the demand is growing. yeah, if on the aspect of longevity, people have learnings that they want to share. We made a lot of learnings on gut health, like which goes a little bit into the direction that Precious also talks about, the general aspect of education, right? What really is healthy food? If something is written on the package and it's written fresh, it often means there's like a little juice of artificial lemon flavor, but it really doesn't mean that something is fresh. I think all of us here are working on real fresh solutions, and that excites me. So whoever wants to reach out, whoever wants to get into synergies, let's explore them. And I wish
Absolutely.
everyone a lot of success.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, Daniel. That's really, it's such a fresh idea coming from you, and you'd be really happy, more than happy to have you at GVF. The audience have been throwing really good comments in the comment section. We've had people, quoting your thoughts, quoting what you've given us across today. Thank you so much, Precious, Amjad, Nermeen, Daniel, as well as Oliver. It was such an interesting conversation with you guys. And I just want to put it out from Tab Group and from the GVF team that if today sparked your curiosity, imagine the kind of depth and live demos, as well as thought leadership and business making that we want to bring forward at the 6th Global Vertical Farming Show. The event is happening on 10th, 11th of September 2025 at Festival Arena, Dubai. So whether you're a grower, tech innovator, policymaker, or an investor, or an educator from the kind of people that we have today, this is where the future of food comes to life. We would love for you to register today and be part of this conversation. Thank you so much, everybody, all the panelists. It was so lovely to have you all today.